for you guys today, but it didn't work. So he said, I'm going to write my introduction. Okay, so this is full disclosure. You know, he sent me this. So he goes, you got to read this because I want to write my own entrance. I said, okay. So even though our final presenter needs no introduction, Ivan Wasserman is not the only best attorney on the planet. He thinks he's the funniest one too. Thinks. People have called him a cross between Ruth Ginsburg and Eddie Murphy. Visual, folks? So after his comedy debut last year, the reviews were so incredible that Time magazine wrote an article and they said, there's a new star in probiotic comedy. So, I'm not exaggerating, but the IP and the world would be nothing without Mr. Wasserman. So without further ado, here's Ivan!
The same grin I had last year. This is so dumb, but you guys all get it. Thank you so much for coming. As George is setting up my slides. So it's really great to be back here at the Probiotic Resource Center. This place is a special memory for me. It's where I all got my comedy career started. You know. As the world's only probiotic comic, it's great. You know, because I get to say that, but it's kind of limiting. You know, my agent has such a hard time getting me gigs. He tried to get me a gig at the Malaysian Pavilion at the Expo East the other year, but you know, I tried out, probiotic jokes just fell flat. So there's only so many pavilions that I can play as the world's only probiotic comic. So I want to, again, shout out to George for giving my start, for giving me a chance to practice probiotic comedy in front of you all. Without further ado, I decided to look up what does comedy mean in order to do this for all. And comedy, in one definition, is professional entertainment. Bingo, I'm a lawyer, I'm a professional. Consisting of jokes and satirical sketches intended to make an audience laugh. And I thought that was kind of interesting because it's, again, an intended use. Dietary supplements. Even if your probiotic does not cure cancer, if you say it's intended to, you can get in trouble. It doesn't have to do it, so I don't have to actually make you laugh as long as I intend to, so I am a comedian. Thank you. So who was here last year? You can see if you were by that picture at the top. Mike Bush was front and center. One of the hardest things about being a comedian is, unlike a musician, so if you go to an Eagles concert and they don't play Hotel California, you're really angry. They can, for the rest of their career, play one song at every concert. But comedians cannot tell the same joke twice because it ruins the punchline, so you have to come up with entirely new material, and in my case, you have to come up with entirely new probiotic material, which ain't easy. So anyway, I'm going to tell a joke that I didn't tell last year. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
C.
C.
CFU, boom! So the joke, of course, is last year I said knock, knock, who's there, CF. So I just took off one letter. So that was kind of a lazy new joke, but I did it anyway. Seems like everyone is trying to get in the ingredient business these days. Celebrities are really trying to get in it. So here we have Kim and Kanye, and they want to be in the ingredient business so bad that they named their new daughter Supply Side. See, their last name is West, so Supply Side West. That is how bad they want to get in the ingredient business. Thank you. Politics. Oof, it's a tough subject, right? Last year I stayed away from politics, but this year I watched a lot of late night television. You know, you gotta laugh at politics these days, so it was hard to avoid politics. So here's some probiotic politics jokes. What's the difference between Donald Trump and a multi-strain probiotic? Is that up there? What? You know, I have to give a shout out to a punchline. Fran said one has culture. But my punchline, by show of flaws, whose is better? One promotes diversity. Wait, my phone is ringing. That is weird. He's everywhere, people. For those of you who can't read, it's a tweet from Donald Trump from the back there. Failing Ivan Wasserman is the worst comedian since Alec Baldwin. Not funny. All right. So as you know, as many of you know, the IPA and CRN say you're supposed to label how many probiotics are in your dietary supplement at the end of shelf life. Here we have a product which says 15 billion live cells at time of manufacture. That's kind of like saying Bill Clinton never hit on a woman when he was born. Little balanced, fair and balanced political humor here. All right, now getting into what's sort of called dad jokes. I am a dad. What do you call a probiotic after it's been to the gym?
No, you kidding me?
Puffido.
Oh, you using that one, man? Come on.
Bifido is a type of probiotic. Wait, is Asma here? This was Asma's joke. Where do probiotics get to retire? Florida. Thank you. Lawyer jokes. Who loves a good lawyer joke? Lawyers. Nothing funny about lawyers. No reason to joke. But here's a probiotic lawyer joke, which isn't easy. So a meteor is streaming towards Earth. It's going to obliterate life on Earth. That's my obliteration. There's one rocket ship to escape from this sure to obliteration, and 3 things show up to get in that rocket ship to escape Earth. A probiotic, a prebiotic, where's Steve Hansen, and a lawyer. And they all say, well, there's only room for 2 on this rocket ship. Who should go? And the probiotic says, well, you need me because I can colonize. You're going to need me to recolonize this new world that we are all going to live in. And the lawyer and the prebiotic said, yeah, that's true. The prebiotic says, well, without me, you're not going to have any food. You're going to starve to death, you probiotics. How are you going to possibly procreate and make new life without food? The lawyer and the probiotic say, that's true. The lawyer says, well, I'm really the most important person because in a new society, you need laws, you need a constitution. Without me, there's going to be complete chaos. And the lawyer and the probiotic and the prebiotic says, well, that's true, we're going to need that. So they're all looking at each other and thinking, and the lawyer says, wait a second, you guys have any money? They said no, so he walks away and the other 2 go. Self-deprecating lawyer, probiotic lawyer humor. So one of my comic inspirations is David Letterman, and my favorite thing that David Letterman does is the top 10 list. Who loves the top 10 list? Thank you very much. So, no, stay. You're so good, Lauren. So, I thought I would come up with a top 10 list. Top 10 probiotics were too hard, so, you know, I'm a married guy. I have a fiance right there, actually. Hi, fiance. But, I do have a way with the ladies, and I like pickup lines. So feel free, any of you, to use any of these on the show floor. Ivan's top 10 supply side pickup lines. Who's ready? Number 10. Girl, you're sweeter than stevia. Oops. Number 9. You are so hot, if you were an ingredient category, you'd be probiotics. Thank you. Number 8. If you were Irish, your name would be Opine, because I like Opine. Do you like that one? Like Opine. You're prettier than intestinal flora. Number 6, this is for Nutrisource. Thank you, Nutrisource, for sponsoring this wonderful pavilion. Let's hear it for them. This is going to be for your science geeks out there. Our p-value must be less than 0.05 because there is no way we met by chance.
Okay, they're getting better.
Lauren's gonna use that. Number 5, this is kind of an easy one. You're hotter than capsaicin. Number 4, my favorite. My supplement is missing only one thing, vitamin U.
I'm using that one.
That's a good one. Oh man, there's people out there. The number 3, Ivan's top 10 supply side pickup lines. You are so fine, you are CoQ11. Feel free to use that anywhere you want. Number 2, I just had to throw this in. Here's CBD. Foxy, beautiful, and divine. And the number 1 pickup line that is guaranteed to get you boop at any dietary supplement trade show. The number 1, I know George Parafisakos.
Oh, when the sun goes down and the gas and bloating subside, you know it's because those little bugs have started to colonize. Oh, probiotics, how I love thee. Yeah, I've got 10 billion CFUs, and they're all for me.
With probiotics.
Balance your gut. They are good for your butt. So I say mazel tov to the bugs that we love. They're probiotics. Ot-ics. Well, balanced gut flora is so important to keep you well. And you get it with the gummies and pills we sell. Oh, probiotics, how I love thee. Yeah, I've got 10 billion CFUs, and they're all for me.
With probiotics.
Balance your gut. They are good for your butt. So I say mazel tov to the bugs that we love. They're probiotics. Ot-ics.
Everyone.
Oh, probiotics, how I love thee. Yeah. CFUs make much more sense than MG. Ot-ics.
How about a shout out for Heather Granado and the Streams? Jeff, Andrew, and Lauren. You know, I just wanted to do one prop comedy on Carrot Top. That's all I got for you, folks. That was a short set. We make good. Okay, the new trademark of the dietary supplement of IPAs. We make good shit better. She wanted to say that. So thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody. Does anyone want an encore?